All right, welcome in on this Wednesday morning, as BB would say, over the hump day.
Yeah,
we're rolling through the week.
Never over humping. If you're a girl.
What's the last part?
Move on. Me and Lloyd are
Don't
joined
tap the
this
glass.
morning. It's not just the two of us this morning, as the little boy has
tyke.
made his way back into the studio. C-Man is here. He is excited to be here, right?
Yeah, I am.
Dubs in the chat.
Dubs in the chat.
Yes, chat.
Withdrawal.
But appreciate you guys joining us here on this morning. Good morning to all of you. Cheddar Goblin, Fonz, Bo, Sabrion, Brian, everybody that has joined us here on this Wednesday morning as we get ready for LSU Vanderbilt on Saturday, 11 a.m. Do not forget, we will be live from Golf Suites at 11 a.m. for that football game. Watch partying it from the bar at Golf Suites right there on Segan Lane, and we want to see all of you there. So make sure you join us. We'll have a microphone if you want to hop on and say anything. But we'll be watching, reacting, and enjoying LSU football versus Vanderbilt live from the Golf Suites bar. They'll have game day specials, and they will also do 1-cent shots for every touchdown that LSU scores. So make sure this Saturday you join us at Golf Suites. We'll be there probably the second they open at 10 a.m., getting everything set up so we can be rocking and rolling for the 11 a.m. kick. Early morning golf suites. Saturday, LSU, Vanderbilt, as Vandy's still favored. Plus 2.5, hasn't moved.
What's funny is you do this, I guess, for a living, right?
Yep.
We cover this LSU football team, and Golf Suites was the one to be like, you know what, we should hedge our bets on, or put all of our shots in one basket as the LSU offense to score a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, look,
a penny.
When
nope, it won't get paid. I mean, you won't get a shot.
Jacob first told me that preseason, I was like, well, I mean, do you not see the weapons? I mean, you're going to be giving out so many free shots. No, what, against Ole Miss, they scored 2 touchdowns?
Yeah, one was a tipped ball by Trey'Dez Green to Nick Anderson, and then Harlan Berry with 6 minutes left.
Yep.
Or 4 minutes.
So
it didn't matter.
They lost a handful of shots in that game.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we were playing checkers, they were playing chess.
Yeah. And so hopefully the LSU offense can continue to progress and grow, and maybe Golf Suites will run out of some liquor on Saturday as we'll be live 11 a.m. We want to see all of you there, so make sure you can make it to Golf Suites right there on Segan Lane. Yesterday, the players met with the media. We'll react to some of those sound bites that were out there. I think Garrett Nussmeier met, Dylan Carpenter, PJ Woodland met with the media, hopped on the microphone, and we'll look at some of those quotes. But speaking of the podium, LSU men's and women's basketball will take the podium today at SEC tip-off. Basketball SEC Media Days, essentially. Matt McMahon, Kim Mulkey, and they each brought 3 players with them, I believe, for men's basketball. It's Jalen Reed, DJ Thomas, and Markel Sutton. Women's basketball, you've got Michaela Flaugier and Mylasia joining Kim Mulkey to get onto the podium today. So check that out. I think it starts at 1:30 p.m. So this afternoon at 1:30 p.m., you'll get to hear from Matt, Kim, and 3 of their players on each side to get previewed LSU men's and women's basketball. Also, this morning, I saw a tweet put out yesterday by Front Office Sports about James Franklin. Lloyd, I don't know if you saw this, but it said that James Franklin, by contract, is required to look for another job in either coaching or broadcasting. So, basically, you just can't sit still and not
Would it come work at Tingle and Cup?
do that. And that's what I was about to say. As long as if Franklin's new job pays him less than the $8 million that he's owed annually through 2031, Penn State owes him the difference. So my offer is here at Tingle & Co. James, you're going to work for us. We'll pay you $1 a year. And so then, basically, Penn State would owe him the other, $7,999,999 a year.
Yeah, we're doing you a favor, buddy.
So,
and you don't even have to come to work because I really don't like you. You work from home.
because technically this would be a job in broadcasting. But I mean, I think it's interesting that that's included in the contract, that he has to look for another job, and if it's less than what he's owed annually, Penn State has to cover the difference. I guess that saves them some money, like hoping he gets another job that pays them what, $4 million. So instead of coming out of pocket $8 million, they only come out of the pocket $4 million. It's very odd when I
The
read
roughly
it.
$49 million figure Penn State owes Franklin reportedly consists of the $8 million Franklin is owed each season through 2031, plus the amount on his contract for the season. Penn State athletic director says the athletics branch, not the university, will be paying out what Franklin is owed. Should coach obtain such applicable employment prior to the date this contract would otherwise have expired, the university's obligations to make payments to coach would be offset by the total compensation earned by coach from such applicable new position from the end of the otherwise unexpired term of the agreement.
So if he gets another job in any field,
They could offset some of the costs.
offset the cost. That makes
So
sense on
we
their
could
end.
actually do him quite the favor,
Right.
and he could probably kick us back a little bit,
Yeah.
and then we're all good.
Right. We're chilling. Handshake deal. James,
This is a great deal
if you're
for
listening, this is a win-win.
You can't have this chair though.
you. No, we'll
We
get
pull one
another-
right here for you,
Yeah,
James.
we'll give it. We'll.
Some film breakdowns with Coach Franklin. Franklin's film.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's what you get for going 4-21 against top 10 opponents. So.
yeah. We don't let him break down top 10 games.
You have to break down Mac.
yeah.
Some
There's
action.
2 out of
Mac
conference
watch
games.
parties with James Franklin.
Yeah. I can count by twos
welcome
and tie
into-
my shoes.
Action
Action
with
with
James
James.
Franklin.
Or we let him pick top 10 games and we just pick the opposite.
Fade
Fade
him.
his picks. Shout out James Franklin. If you want the job, it's right here for
James
the
the
taking,
Action
James.
Franklin.
It's right here for the taking.
Well, now he's not taking because we
James.
insulted him. But James, actually, if you're watching.
Well, and I heard McAfee talk about this too, where he said, like, I mean, technically, he could go into all of these jobs and be like, please don't hire me. I'm actively seeking employment.
Right.
Like, blah. Like, just throw up on yourself at every interview and like, well, what would you do in the booth? Just
Yeah, I guess if you applied for a broadcast position
and just don't talk.
like, all right, we're gonna run this on the teleprompter here. We just want to see you run through real quick, and you just go.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Can't read.
Never
Yeah,
do
actually,
that.
guys, I can't read, but I would love to do this job. So
Go to Barstool Sports.
it'll be interesting to see what James Frank, like, if he, I guess, how he operates this, because I mean, like, obviously he's
He'll
gonna look,
work for Big Noon Kickoff.
but he's obviously gonna look for a coaching job. Like, he's gonna want to be a coach for next season, right? Or you think he's gonna take the year off?
I would never coach again.
I guess that's true.
Why?
If you
Look
could
at
just-
look at
Yeah,
how
I mean,
he put everything into Penn State.
It's like
I mean,
Jimbo.
not everything, but so much you could take. But I mean, he hired 70 people on his staff. Like
Right.
that was really his like coup de grace after he built his way up to earn this job, and then you get the rug cut out from under you because
Right.
you're really not that good at it. And everything is like, wow, it'd be tough to go find a job right now after Drew Willar, everything that was set up and right. Like I'm sure he had championship aspirations,
Yeah, I mean,
and now it's like, brother, you don't even have a job.
and that's where the comparison.
And you get fired on your week off.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It looked like he got fired before he even got like the Herm Edwards walking off the field. Hey, come here.
Yeah,
real quick,
he
we're
got
gonna
told at
talk."
half.
Yeah, like he knew because he
No
stood,
matter what happens in this Northwestern game, you're gone.
he stood at the goal line. He was dabbing up the players as they were walking off, and that's when I was like, oh, he already knew what the deal was.
Yeah, he soaked it in one last time.
Right.
We are.
Via ESPN's playoff predictor, LSU has a 32% chance to make the college football playoff. That ranks them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sixth best odds in the SEC. Behind, guess who has the most likely, highest chance in the SEC to make the college football playoff? It is Alabama with 83%, A&M 79%, Georgia 72%. Ole Miss with a 60% chance
It's all right in
to
front of
make
you.
the dance. Texas 34%, and then LSU right there at 32%.
Who's the most surprising team on this list?
Let's see. I mean, Memphis at a 42%, but they have played extremely well. Them and USF are going to be battling it out for that spot. I would say, and I guess I don't really know Ole Miss's schedule all that well, But I would say I'm somewhat surprised that Ole Miss's percent chance is 60. Because that feels, I mean, obviously they beat LSU. That feels high. But I guess looking at their schedule moving forward, the fact that they're undefeated right now, what they have left is Georgia this weekend, and then Oklahoma. They're on the road to Georgia, on the road to Norman. Then they've got South Carolina, Citadel, Florida, Mississippi State.
They could. We're the first two.
Georgia, Oklahoma. So even if you
Split those.
if you split those, or if
You're
you
in the
lose
playoff.
both of them,
Yeah, if you lose both, you're probably in.
and you win out after that.
Yeah, watch out
So
for the Citadel.
now I get why they're at 60%.
Yeah.
Looking at the schedule.
And no surprise here, LSU is 13th in a 12-team playoff on the outside looking in.
Right. I mean, that's pretty fitting, and that's because, like, to me, you putting them at 13th because they can play their way in. Like, they're right there. They just it's the same mindset that the fan base has is what the national media has, where it's like, just show us, prove it. Like we want to crown you that, but just do it.
Oh, they were king for a day.
Right. 1
Yeah.
week.
Well, yeah.
You got to be king for 1 week.
And they burned you at the stake.
And it just
But
hasn't
what's
gone.
funny is, like, in the totality of all of this, like, LSU has been forgotten about.
Somewhat, they've gone under the
radar.
swept under the rug a little bit, and that's, I mean, and
Warranted?
I would say, yeah, rightfully so. But at the same time,
People just don't like defense anymore. Coming up 10 points a game.
right?
I wouldn't want to play LSU.
No, not at all. Not that defense. Especially if it isn't a playoff game in like Tiger Stadium. If LSU makes it to like that aspect, where it's like they'd run the table, whatever, and they're in the playoff, and it's a home playoff game. Like I don't want to play against that defense in that place. But I think that's the interesting aspect of looking at this weekend. Because I watched a little bit of Vanderbilt yesterday, and obviously you see Vanderbilt on that list right below LSU at 27%. And they fully believe that they're in the mix.
Well,
And,
wouldn't they?
I mean, you look right there. They've got one loss to Alabama. They've got a win over South Carolina. Their schedule, like we've said, is all right there in front of them. And that, like, as much as we built up South Carolina, this game is the next level up, where it's like now you've got to prove that you can go do it on the road against a team that's still fighting for their lives. And then you have the jump after that against A&M. And then it's going to be on the road against arguably the best team in the SEC. Like this next 3-game stretch is massive, but the important thing to focus on is the one that's right there in front of you on Saturday, which is Vanderbilt. And I turned on a couple of the Vanderbilt games yesterday. I watched their offense perform against Alabama and South Carolina. And look, I am pretty confident in the LSU defense going into this football game, as I would believe most people are when you look at who the LSU defense is, the way they've performed. Now, just to compare, use the last game as comparison, Lenora Sellers is a bigger threat than Diego Pavia is, just what for what. But the Vanderbilt offense is better and built around Pavia better than South Carolina's is around Sellers. And so that's the threat, because like Vanderbilt's got this almost rugby style of offense where they've got the motions and the options and the reads and the QB runs and the end arounds and the handoffs and the pitches, and even sometimes that like you don't even see the pitch coming and Pavia's just getting tackled and he just goes and flicks it to somebody. Like they have this offense that's similar to what it was last season when LSU beat them, but on top of that, they've grown in it. They've gotten better. They've added, some different pieces, and they're obviously a threat in that way. I'm extremely confident what the LSU defense can do. Are they not handcuffed by their own offense?
What are your thoughts on Diego Pavia personally?
Personally,
What's his personality if Johnny Manziel doesn't exist?
do what?
And what's his personality if Johnny Manziel
No,
doesn't
that's
exist?
what I agree, because I think that's he is like almost an enigma. Like watching him over the offseason where he's going out on the microphone. Why can't I win the Heisman? Why can't I be the number one pick? Why can't we win the national championship? If I'm a Vanderbilt fan, I appreciate it, because it's like we've never had anybody that's come over here and had that level of confidence and play to the level in which he's played. But as like a football fan, like I get why he's saying it, because every player that's a competitor should think that. But at the same time, like, come on, man. Like, what a
Fine college quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, like that as a college quarterback, like he fits the mold. The threat that Vanderbilt presents is the fact that they're all bought into him, and everything runs through him. It's all about Pavia and the threat that he is and the things that he's good at. And I think he's a talented quarterback.
Definition of doing too much.
I agree with that. I think he can definitely he definitely gives off those vibes. I want to ask you, was it interesting? Did you listen to Garrett Nussmeier's answers yesterday? He was asked about Diego Pavia, and he kind of like flashed a smirk at first, and he was just like, I think he's a good quarterback. That's all I'm going to say about that, and that was it. And I was like, interesting. Like, it's just kind of took me aback because I was like, that's like an odd answer to give because usually it's like, oh, really talented man. I've met him a handful of times. We've hung out.
But SEC Media Day.
Right, like this, that, or the other.
Passing Academy, like absolutely. Like, what a story, what a player.
Right.
And instead it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good quarterback.
I can imagine he rubs people the wrong way.
Yeah, I mean, because he rubs me the wrong way. And a little like it, where it's like. But at the same time, I still respect a part of it, like in the media. But like, at the same time, we've got to understand that what you've accomplished at Vanderbilt is extremely impressive, but it's impressive because it's at Vanderbilt, right? Like what's been accomplished is impressive only because of the program you're in. And watching them perform against Alabama and South Carolina, two defenses that are SEC defenses, have relatively good pass rushes. Both of those defenses are not on the level of LSU. Watching them play against Alabama, I was watching, and that's why I left more confident in what this LSU defense can do because Alabama's defense is not as good as LSU's.
Fair to say we would be huge fans if he was at LSU.
That's what I'm saying. If I'm a Vanderbilt fan, I'm all
That's
for
our
it.
guy.
Right, I'm all bought in. The same way we felt about Manziel when he was at A&M. We didn't start to think Manziel was cool until Manziel was gone, right? Like until you.
Well, he was always cool.
Well, yeah, but like you didn't start to.
Just like, when's the other shoe gonna drop?
Right.
Well, but also, I mean, Vandy's never had a guy in their program
Jay
ever
Cutler.
to look up to. I mean, but like that was what 20 years ago.
Yeah.
It feels like. I mean, like they haven't had. We've had LSU's had Joe Burrow,
Right.
Leonard Fournette, Pete Tyremat. They've never had anybody. They've had I remember watching like the SEC like that old documentary on SEC Network about the different teams and like they like their guy was like on the Today Show talking about a punter that ran a fake against some school. Like they have a punter to look up to. They don't have anybody.
Right.
Everybody transfers from there.
Every picture I just typed in best player in Vanderbilt football history. 1,
Dansby
2,
Swanson?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 football history. 2 of these pictures are in color.
Right, and that's why he is.
They got actual Commodores on there.
Yeah.
That's why he's looked at the way he is because
Way
look,
of the West was won.
I think Diego Pavia is talented. I think he fits that. Like that offense has been built around him, and that's the threat is that they have an identity offensively. Like their identity offensively is him and his strengths, and they do a really good job playing to them. It's about if you as a defense can take them out of that comfortable state, which I think the LSU defense can. But I think like watching Pavia play football, like Pavia on the football field and off the football field to me are two different people. The way he carries himself off the football field and maybe sometimes on the field, I'm not the biggest fan of, but watching him actually play football, like, is impressive. Like,
no doubt.
Like, I mean, the physicality he plays with as a quarterback.
Yeah, he's better than Garrett Nussmeier.
That's what Nuss doesn't think so.
Yeah, of course he doesn't.
No, but yeah, and I get why Nuss would probably answer it that way. It's because of the attention that Pavia is getting versus the attention, that negative attention that Nuss is getting. He's like, y'all just wait. If I can get healthy.
No, and that's the biggest conversation because looking at Vanderbilt as an offense, I think LSU's defense is going to cause issues. The same thing I've said every week, and they've done it every week. The only time that the LSU defense didn't create all these problems and issues in a football game was when the LSU offense held them back by not allowing them to get off the field and making them defend 90 plays against Ole Miss. So I'm 1,000% think Blake Baker and this LSU defense are going to cause issues on issues for Diego Pavia. Once again, another week going into it, it comes down to the LSU offense. And I think they're in a very interesting position this week. Because last week you had so many things that you needed to fix, so many things that went wrong, so many expectations, so many question marks, problems, go down the list. It was all piled up on the South Carolina game. And you saw, what, like we've said all week, the flashes. You saw them answer some of those questions. You saw a commitment to the run game. They ran for 166 yards. You saw the offense stretch the field a little bit. You saw Garrett Nussmeier look healthier and deliver balls on time and throw the football down the field to Chris Hilton even though he didn't catch it. You saw them use Trey'Dez Green the way we expected Trey'Dez Green to be used coming into the season. You got some of those answers and those flashes and those glimpses, but at the same time, you also saw those fixable mistakes, and as BK called them, uncharacteristic mistakes. How uncharacteristic are they? Because you've seen these issues consistently. The problems that you ran into against South Carolina are not new problems. Those interceptions that Nussmeier threw are not new issues. The offensive line crumbling and allowing pressure in Nussmeier's face and him sailing the football is not a new problem. Nussmeier making the wrong read and a bad decision in the red zone, not a new problem. A fumble at the goal line, as much as I think it's a one-off in that sense, but it's not a new problem. Juwan's fumbled the ball before. Those issues and those mistakes and those problems that you ran into coming from South Carolina, after South Carolina, are not new issues. And so what it comes down to from Ole Miss to South Carolina, you had 2 weeks, and you wanted to see a scroll of problems solved. You wanted to turn in a packet of a test. You wanted to turn in the ACT, make them take it, and ace it. You didn't get that, but they passed.
I'll see you next Saturday. But
you're going to have to come back and take it again. You're going to have to score higher, right? And that's
still don't have tops,
right. And so that's the issue where when you're looking at this Saturday, one place where I'm appreciative of it is like now you see more specifically what you want to see solved, right? Like the list of issues and problems is shorter, and you know specifically, hey, against Vanderbilt, let's maybe not fumble and throw an interception inside the 10-yard line. Let's maybe continue to run the football the way it did. Vanderbilt has a pretty good rushing defense. Stay committed to running it. Sabrion Green, BK said in the presser that you kind of just got to live with Nuss throwing interceptions.
It's just telling the truth.
I think that's where you're at, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's just
it is what it is.
When somebody tells you who they are, somebody shows you who they are.
This is for 5 years now. I mean, why would you expect him not to drink at the bar?
Because that's the Nussmeier that we've seen this season. You've seen 2 different ones.
One is boring.
You've seen maybe even 3 different Nussmeiers. You've seen the Clemson Nuss, where it's
fooled you,
clean, not making any mistakes, not putting the ball in harm's way, and it's just like what he probably had. I guarantee you that's probably his highest graded game outside of Southeastern from a PFF standpoint. Like he was just
surgical.
He wasn't making mistakes.
And
what else was he in that game?
He
was hurt. Like he still couldn't stretch the football field.
Yeah, I mean the best throw that everybody highlights is the one to Barryon Brown, and that wasn't like it was 50 yards down the field.
The slot fade, that was what, 30, 35 maybe?
Put in the bucket.
It was a great throw. But he was held back because of health and this, that, or the other. And then since then, you've seen the South Carolina game, Nuss, where, okay, now he's back healthy and he's got that swagger back a little bit. And what does that do? It opens him up. But also, what else does it open him up to? Is making those mistakes of like the FU throws. Like I can make it. Like I'm gonna make a play happen right here. So it's like you've seen people want the middle ground, right? Between those two.
But I'd rather a drunk Nuss than a sober Nuss. Like this guy's fun. he might run through a fence. He might kick in a door. You kind of have to live with it. But from 8 p.m. to 1:55 a.m., a riot. Life of the party.
Right.
Whoever he takes care of him from doors closing at 2, it could be a great night. It could be a great after party, or it could be, don't call the cops. That's my boy.
And the most important part is...
Or drug him.
As much as we're accepting this, the play calling and the game plan has to also accept it. You've got to know...
Can serve him the right drink.
When you get inside the 20-yard line, you're in the red zone.
That's what Pavia is. Exactly what you described. That whole party, that is Pavia.
That's Nuss, too.
Yeah,
Like, Nuss has gone to the party a couple of times. He's like, I'm not drinking.
He's getting
only
married.
Water. Yeah, only water.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, this guy sucks. And
3 beers my limit.
Yeah, I mean, I saw him against whether it be A&M last year or against Baylor last year. It's like, those are 2 different versions, but at least he's fun. This guy's neutered.
Yeah.
Right.
Ring on.
And so...
But I'll live with the party guy.
And that's what I'm saying. That's when it falls on the coaches and the game planning and the play calling to be like, once we get inside the 20,
Don't give him tequila.
we've got to make sure he's got water in his cup.
Yeah, at some point. Mix in one.
Right. Like,
That's the run game.
Now, sometimes you might need him to be explosive in those areas where you're like, we have to let him be him and give him whatever his
vodka.
drink of choice is to be free and try to make a play happen. But there are also times... like that interception on the RPO against South Carolina, maybe just make it a handoff. Like, don't open the door to him throwing it. Just hand the football off.
I kind of like this. I mean, might be bizarre for me to say, but it's like, fuck it by Brian Kelly lately, where it's like, I know Weston Davis isn't very good, but guess what? I'm going to play him. I know Nussmeier's going to throw some interception. Guess what? I'm going to play him. Like, it's just kind of like, this is what they are. I mean, at some point... It's better for me than getting the answers like it's all fixable, correctable. It's like, you know what? Maybe it's not. And this is just, we can win this way, though. We've done it 5 times.
5 times.
And so, babe, we're going to have to do it this way instead of him lying to you. Being like, I can get Nuss cleaned up. You can't. He just won't do it. But at least that part of him can throw 2 touchdowns and go for over 250 instead of, we're going to check down, do all of this. Where that's why it worked against Clemson because nobody saw it coming.
Yeah, but that method might come with 4 interceptions, though.
It could come with 4 touchdowns. That's what he's saying. Like, you're going to live with it.
Yeah.
This says that dog might shit in the house, but it could also win.
Okay, well, I'd be very
best
confident.
in show.
I'd be very confident playing up and not down. I think the other Nuss is better for when you're down.
Yeah,
because you can lead a drive like Ole Miss down the field and
That's what he's saying. There's going to be times where you see it, where it's like we're going to have to let him loose, and whatever happens is going to happen.
I do agree, though. If you see that Nuss, LSU might not go down again in an important spot. Like they might just start.
And that's the aspect of adding this defense, where it's like we can kind of maybe live with a handful of mistakes and it not be as drastic as it was in 2024. Because you've got the defense to make up for it, right? You've got the defense that, they didn't, they allowed the touchdown drive, the explosive touchdown after Jawan Johnson's fumble, but the other turnovers that Nussmeier made, the defense stepped up and didn't allow it. And so you've got a defense that can kind of cancel out those mistakes somewhat, but it's still like, there still is the concern of the fact that, like, put those drives together, but let's, like, on the road, we've got to score some of those. Like, you've got to get in the end zone. You can't, the red zone interceptions, like, I can live with that first pick Nuss threw, where the pressure's in his face, he gets his footwork all off, the receiver's open, he tries to make the play, and it sails. I'll live with that one.
That's going to happen.
Those, like, I will live with that. It's not a bad decision. Maybe he can just hold on to the football and take the sack or throw it out of bounds or whatever.
No, he was open.
He tried to make the play. Like Kyle Parker was open.
And he hasn't been able to play like that.
Right, and so I'll live with that one. The red zone one is the one where it's like, if you get rid of that one and Nussmeier leaves that game with 1 pick and not 2, I'm looking at it completely different. That's the one that's the problem. And that's the one that coaching, game planning, play calling should solve.
Yeah, take that shit out of his hands. Like, don't call after you literally got there by running the football, then you put it into, you let Nussmeier make a decision on an RPO where you have to kind of be the adult in the room at some points. Because you have points on the board. That's the problem with that particular decision is you were in field goal range. You don't have to and people will say the play calling's conservative. I think that the reason that BK has made that statement is because he's looking at this whole thing in totality as a head coach of, listen, it's easy to bag on us. But what I don't want to have to say is that our offensive line is garbage and we can't run the football. And so because of those two things, that's why I was going to have to make some mistakes, because if we're going to get where we need to go,
right,
it's kind of on his back again. And if he's healthier, which we will see this week, because I'm a big proponent of do it twice.
Right.
And then if he looks different and it's not this hemorrhaged throw to get the ball out 35 yards, and instead it's what you saw last week, like the throws to Chris Hilton, the throws to Nick Anderson, the throw to Trey'Dez Green, like that version I completely good with.
Right. And I agree that he makes mistakes and he needs to do things better. It's the truth. But at the same time, if he's healthy and he's comfortable and he's back in that mode and that mindset where he can make the plays to win you games, which it seems like Brian Kelly is accepting. This is what BK is saying is Nussmeier gives us the best chance to win when he's fully healthy and good to go, regardless of the mistakes, accepting that he does that. Now, some of them can be solved, and that's where they're, like what Brian Burgess said, his misreads are head-scratching, that's not on the coaches. I agree. Those misreads are on him, but what the coaches can do is don't put him in the position to make those mistakes. If you're going to accept that that's who he is, take his keys when he gets to that point. Don't allow him to make those bad decisions. QBs are going to make bad decisions. That first interception does not put LSU into a disadvantaged situation and make LSU uncomfortable. That first one, he sails over KP. Like, that one didn't lose LSU the game. That's why that one, like, you can like.
With that said,
it can.
Yeah, I'm not thinking he makes that throw because he's like, oh, it's early in the game, I can get away with one
here.
No,
not at
all.
all.
He'll do that with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, down 6. He'll make that same throw. He doesn't change.
Right.
Which is what you're like. If this has told you anything, like I see, like Paulie Z, I see you in the chat where it's so now it's Chris Hilton drops a ball, bench him, but we're okay with 2 turnovers. Brian Kelly is telling you that. They're not playing MVB this year. They're not playing Van Buren.
It's not happening.
It's not happening. So you just get on the bus or don't. But this is the ride that's going to take you wherever you think you want to go. That's just what the facts are.
No, it's straight out. Like, I agree. Van Buren is not good. Like, unless Nuss gets crumbled and the bus breaks down, like, fully.
He would have to get decapitated.
This is the quarterback. This is who they're going to ride with. And if Hilton catches that football, that's another touchdown, and it probably looks a little bit different in the stat sheet. And it's just, there are so many factors on this team outside of just his decision-making. There's so many things that play a factor.
Yeah, there's bigger fish to fry. You can't score from the one.
The offensive line is not good. And we knew that coming into it. The run game, was it improved against South Carolina? Yes. I don't see them getting another 160-yard performance against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's defense against the rush is much better than South Carolina's is. And so the lack of a run game and the lack of a true offensive line puts a quarterback that's in the position to make bad mistakes pretty commonly. That's kind of his bugaboo. In the position to do that. And Brian Kelly is saying on the stand at the podium, that's who we're sticking with. You're going to have to, we have accepted it, you're going to have to live with it. We have accepted that those are the mistakes our quarterback makes. And so my thing is, okay, if BK's accepted that and Joe Sloan's accepted that, in certain situations, you have to call plays and put in a game plan to make sure you dial him back. Don't allow him to don't put that on him to make an RPO read right there at the end zone. And should I have to say that about a fifth-year returning quarterback that was a Heisman favorite? No, I shouldn't. But if you just make them throw a couple of screens, chip away, like I saw, multiple times they've gotten in the red zone. They've gone screen to Barryon Brown, 6 yards. Screen to Aaron Anderson, 7 yards. That's a first down. You're inside the 10. And figure something out. Then throw it up to Trey'Dez. Don't call an RPO where Nuss has to say, well, do I trust the offensive line in this run game or do I trust my right arm? Because 9 times out of 10, what's he going to pick?
His right arm.
He's going to pick his right arm regardless of what he sees. And we know he doesn't always see it right. And so those are the things when you're looking at this weekend. Continue to sustain drives. Continue to keep your defense off the field, to keep them fresh, because that will win you football games. We've seen it. If you sustain drives and you give your defense time to stay fresh, they'll win you games. They did it last week. But also, when you get to the 10, you get to the 13, you get to the 5, get in the end zone and don't squander it.
They've got to hit some explosive plays. Like, you're asking a lot of this offense to be able to go 8, 10, 12, 15 plays to try to score a touchdown.
Right.
It's just not how they're built. Like, your offensive line is too inconsistent. Your quarterback's too inconsistent. Your run game's too inconsistent. At some point, something bad is going to happen.
Right.
You need to be able to hit on some of these plays to Chris Hilton, Nick Anderson, Barryon Brown.
Have to.
We need, and like Brian Kelly kind of said, like, you only need one. And he's not wrong in that regard of, like, yeah, one play can change the game when your defense is as good as it is. But, like, it's hard to – you're basically going up to bat. Like, LSU tried to win this way in baseball, and it was like, I need Tommy Tanks or Bear Jones to hit a home run or we're not scoring.
Right.
And it's go for broke. That's what it is. And at some point, like I said, I feel like they're kind of realizing who they are, but that's what you're asking. Like, you need to hit 1 or 2 explosive plays to where if it's going 55, you need to get into the end zone.
Right.
Like, the 8-play drives to get it inside the 15, that's when you start to hemorrhage, because that's the hardest spot for play callers to call plays. Everything gets condensed. There's 11 people in the same amount of space as when there was 80 yards and a lot of room to run, and now when there's 10 yards, it's the same amount of people, and you're trying to do the same thing, and it's just so condensed that it becomes your mistakes get magnified because there's not a lot of room to operate, and it's hard to call plays and get people open in that. You do have an ace up your sleeve.
Right, number 14.
Yes.
Thank God.
But, yeah, at some point, like, I'm at the point where I'd rather them run the fade to Trey'Dez 3 times in a row than try to run they tried 6 different ways to get in the end zone, aside from him.
Right.
Guess which one scored? The fade to Trey'Dez. They went under center. They went wildcat.
Power
eye.
QB sneak.
They tried to shoot. They showed you they're trying to run the ball.
Yeah.
And they did the thing that everybody's been clamoring for since you only saw it once against Florida. They did it again. And now you have people calling for Carius Kern to line up at fullback and get the football. Like, do what Proctor does. Which, at this point, you got to do something.
Yeah, no, look, when you're looking at this Saturday, it's a situation of there are still things you need to see fixed. But the biggest thing is what LSU has to prove is that they can go on the road and beat an SEC opponent in someone else's building. They've played 3 SEC games this year up to this point, right? They're 2-1. They beat Florida, South Carolina, lost to Ole Miss. The 1 loss is on the road. The other 2 you've won at home, and there's been the home field advantage has been real where there are false starts and penalties, and your defense plays up when the crowd's behind them. You have to go on the road to Vandy, 11 a.m., and you have to continue to put pressure on the opposing defense. But really, more than anything, I don't even care about putting pressure on the opposing defense. Take the pressure off of yours. Just a little bit. And when you sustain those drives like you did against South Carolina, now the next step against Vanderbilt is finish them. Finish those drives. Don't turn the football over in the red zone. And that's a mix of decision-making, play calling, all personnel decisions. All of those things are fixable. You saw like to me, when I look at the Jawan Johnson fumble, Jawan keep giving him carries. Give that football to Caden Durham in that situation. Make that happen. And then when you look at the Nussmeier interception, change the decision. Don't let him make an RPO read. Just make him hand the football off to 29. See if you can get a couple of yards. Throw a screen. Throw a drag. And then throw the fade. Those things will help solve the mistakes that you've made and help you finish drives.
Fade the fade.
Because what you have is a defense that can win games. I came away from watching Vandy's offense yesterday knowing that this defense is going to cause problems. Whether they're at home or not, they're going to go cause issues. This offense that they're going to face is better than that of South Carolina because they truly have an identity. They are able to run the football. They do all the, like I said, the end around, jet sweep, read option, speed option, pitch, drag, quarterback run. They do all of that stuff. It's very creative and it's all over the place, and there are a lot of moving parts. Alabama adjusted to it and played really well in that second half against that offense. And the LSU defense is much better than that Alabama defense. And so I have full trust in this defense to go in to Nashville and cause problem after problem for Diego Pavia and the Vanderbilt offense. Truly. It comes down to how fresh are they. Don't make them play 90 snaps. And when you sustain a drive, get into the end zone, kick a field goal, don't turn it over. The play calling, to me, wasn't bad against South Carolina. When you get inside the 20, you've got to reel it in a little bit. And if you're accepting that your quarterback, your fifth-year senior, is going to make mistakes, you've got to call plays with that in mind. Don't let him make the mistakes. Don't make him make a read in an RPO right there at the goal line where he's going to trust his arm. He's going to make a bad read. That's who he is. BK said it was uncharacteristic. It's not. It is characteristic. The characteristics of this team, the negative ones, are the inability to run the football in certain spots. I appreciate the 166 rushing yards they got. I love the fact that they committed to it. You still got to the 2-yard line, the 1-yard line. You couldn't get it in three times. 3 different ways. Power eye, quarterback sneak. You couldn't get in the end zone. It's still the rushing game is still an issue, even though it was better. It was 1,000%. I appreciate the commitment. You saw what happens when you wear them down a little bit and Jawan breaks off a 50-yarder and Caden breaks off a 30-yarder, and those things are nice, and you need them. There are issues bigger than just Nussmeier's decision-making. And so you have to do the things as the coaching staff to cover up the blemishes. Play with some tempo to get rid of Nussmeier paralysis by analysis. Play with tempo so he's not going and the play clock's getting down to 2. Take away his decision making in the red zone where it's not an RPO. Like, don't do that again. Don't put him in that spot. Make him hand the football off. Give him one read where it's, hey, you either catch the snap and hand it off and watch it, or if you're throwing it, it's to this drag route, this underneath. Like, take the decision off of his shoulders. Make it for him. You know it makes me think of this old analogy where it was we all have freedom, right? We all look at it like Garrett Nussmeier's the quarterback. He's driving the car, right? He's got the freedom to turn left or right. When you're driving your car, Christian, you have the freedom to turn left or right, correct?
Yeah.
Or go straight.
So you would say you have the freedom to make those decisions. You can decide whether you go straight, you turn right, or you turn left. That's your freedom,
free will.
Free will to make that decision, correct?
Yeah.
Garrett Nussmeier can make the decision of where he wants to throw the football. That's his free will. Well, when you're on the street and you're driving, and you're turning left or going right, you're on a road that's been built. The big decision's already been made for you. The road was built of, if you take a left, this is where it's going. That big decision was already made, right? You're put in the position where you have the free will to decide if you go left or you go right. But the decision of where that road leads has already been made for you because you didn't build the road. Somebody built that road for you.
I hate these car references.
And
I mean,
so
we
for
had Derek Carr, now we got Nuss Bus. Like, God.
So for
Can we have a boat? Can we have a boat quarterback? Like, drive the boat or something? Like, God damn. A plane, maybe? That'd be cool.
So for Garrett Nussmeier, make the big decision for him. Don't put all the pressure on him. So he doesn't make the, BK called it, an uncharacteristic mistake.
It's very characteristic.
It's characteristic. It's who he is. I think BK and the staff have accepted it. We've got to accept it.
And you're going up against the Vanderbilt defense where you're going to have to lean on him. They're
Right,
the
they stopped the run.
16th best run defense in the country at 90 yards a game, 3.2 yards a carry, 22nd in the country, 10th in the country in rushing touchdowns allowed. That's 3. But then you get down to passing defense, 69th in the country at 220 yards a game, completion percentage 67%, 116th in the country, passing touchdowns allowed, 102nd in the country with 11. But to flip it on its ear, they're 14th in the country with 3 sacks per game, and 12th in the country in tackles for loss with 7.5 per game. So it's going to be one of those games where Nuss has to get it out quick.
Yeah, and on top of that, they're good against the run, not good against the pass. So you're going to throw the football against Vanderbilt. That's just the case. That's where you're at. And you just have to clean up a couple of the mistakes. And I think you see the offense take another step forward. That's what I anticipate on Saturday. I anticipate the offense taking another step forward. Now, it might not look the exact same it did against South Carolina because this defense is better than that one, and you're not at home. But I do think you'll see, barring Nussmeier being unhealthy, if Nussmeier is going into this game, like Lloyd said, prove it again. Show me you're healthy for a second game. If Nussmeier still has the zip on the football and the velocity numbers that BK said were up are still there, I think they take another step forward on Saturday. Because now is the time. And if they don't make the step forward now, they're not going to make the step forward. This is the time. And you've got 2 football games against Vanderbilt on the road and A&M at home. It is of the utmost importance to win those 2. And if you win those 2, the narrative has changed. But what you're going to need is your offense to step up. You have to have your offense step up. And I think going into this game on Saturday, from what I saw this past Saturday, going through this week of practice, you'll see them take another step forward. And I think the biggest step forward they can take is stop shooting yourself in the foot. Don't fumble at the 1. Don't throw an RPO interception at the 5-yard line. If you get rid of those mistakes and Chris Hilton catches that football, it's a completely different football game. Completely different football game. We're talking about South Carolina differently than we have been. And the pieces are there to solve those problems, to get rid of those mistakes. Instead of putting Juwan in that situation, put the guy that's played running back his whole life in that spot. I mean, BK said it in the presser. What did he say? He said Juwan's a quarterback, and as a quarterback, you stick out to extend. As a running back, you drop your shoulder and you run through the guy, try to get in the end zone. So put Caden in that situation. That should be 29.
Or 30.
Or Malachi Lane. There you go.
Should have been 30, honestly.
Don't make Nuss make the RPO read.
Skip Caden.
And Chris Hilton makes that catch, completely different. It's a completely different game. And if they're able to do that against Vanderbilt on Saturday, clean up those mistakes and not make the same stupid mistakes, the offense is taking another step forward. That's the next step. Clean those things up. And I can see the vision of how to clean them up. You've accepted that that's who your quarterback is. That was the first step. You wanted to talk about finding the identity of your team. Finding the identity of your team is not forcing your quarterback to be somebody he's not. Don't force your quarterback to be somebody who he isn't. Don't put him in a spot to make decisions that he's not fit to make. In certain areas, allow him to be gunslinger free will Nussmeier that throws it all over the yard and trusts his arm more than anything else. But in certain spots, dial it back. Don't let him be free will Nussmeier. Make that decision for him in certain spots. And is it unfortunate that I have to say that about a fifth-year quarterback? Yeah, but it's the case. It's who you are. Don't forget, every single day we are brought to you by CAS Roofing and Advising, the team over there at CAS Roofing and Advising. You know they're saying, it's right here, it's not just another roof, it's our reputation. CAS Roofing and Advising, our guy, Pierce Patterson from CAS, does excellent work. He's got a roof going up later this week. I'm going to swing by and check him out. If you've got grit in your driveway from your roof, you've got a missing shingle, you've got a leak inside, or if your roof is just 10 years old or older and you want to get it checked out, call 225-910-0619. Pierce Patterson will drive down, he'll hop up on your roof, he'll check it out for you. If you need a roof replacement, they give free estimates. They'll walk you through the process. They'll show you how you need to move forward from there. And if your roof is in good shape, he'll let you know that. You will now be on the call list. They'll check back in with you after certain storms or situations, or if you need them, you know they've got experience in your roof. He'll come up there. He'll check it out again. They'll take such good care of you. CAS Roofing and Advising. Our guy, Pierce Patterson, 225-910-0619. We have reached the 8 a.m. hour. We will take a quick break. Be right back with more Tingle & Co. right after this.
Alan Ward Granning III. Wardos was created in honor of Alan Ward Granning III, fondly known by family and friends as Wardo. In 2019, the oldest brother of the tribe passed away unexpectedly. His remaining siblings and loved ones wanted to honor his memory in a special way. In 2022, Ward's family decided to combine the need for a sandwich shop in downtown Natchez with a desire to pay tribute to Ward's love of good friends, good times, and great food. Through blood, sweat, tears, and countless hours of hard work, Wardo's was born. So go visit Wardo's today at 309 North Broadway Street in Natchez, where the po' boys are so good, you'll swear you're in Cajun country.
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Wright Granning at Go Martin on the Go Deli.
Go Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff,
where everyone is family.
When it comes to your home, the roof over your head matters. At CAS Roofing, we don't just install shingles, we build peace of mind. With years of experience and a commitment to craftsmanship, our team shows up on time, gets the job done right, and treats every project like it's our own home. Whether it's repair, a replacement, or storm damage that caught you off guard, CAS Roofing is ready. We're local, we're dependable, and we stand behind every nail, every shingle, and every promise we make. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about roofing, it's about protecting what matters most. CAS Roofing, built on trust, backed by quality.
All right, welcome back here. Hour number 2 on this Wednesday morning. Make sure you like, subscribe, and once we get off live, which yesterday, Lloyd, I realized we did not end the stream.
Saw that.
Went on for
5-hour
4
stream.
hours after we closed it out. Once the stream is over, leave a comment for us.
That's how you beat big YouTube.
There you go. Helps us out if you leave a comment, and for those listening on podcast, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. But we appreciate everybody tuning in this morning and hanging out with us here on this Wednesday morning. Let me see what the chat is saying. Mike, Free Will Nuss, you heard it here first. Hey, that's who you got. You got Free Will Nuss. Jason Truitt Richter, what do y'all think about the 11 a.m. thing? Do y'all think that makes a difference?
Smells like shit.
Do you think 11 a.m. makes a difference?
Yeah, always.
Yeah. And I feel like LSU's performed relatively well in 11 a.m. games.
And I think
besides Tennessee,
when I think of 11 a.m., I think of it's not the it's the opponent, not the time. And I think it's not that far of a travel. You'll have the full attention of LSU going against Vanderbilt. Now, there was times in my tenure watching LSU that it didn't matter what time you played. It depended on what happened the week before. Like, you played Troy at night.
Right.
It was the fact that nobody wanted to go and they didn't want to play Troy. Or you played Arkansas, that was a hapless Arkansas team at Arkansas. But you just gotten the break speed off of you by Alabama. And it's like, this season is over.
Right.
Vanderbilt, a lot still on the table for what they want to do and going 1-0 with the mantra. And I don't think it matters if it's 11 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
Right.
I mean, the stadium holds 40,000 people.
It'll feel a lot like that Missouri game from 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
Yeah.
Where there's a lot riding on the football game. And Missouri at that point was that hot up-and-coming team.
Yeah.
That
Great defensive coordinator.
That had a really good defensive coordinator. And Vanderbilt right now, Vanderbilt is in this, in their mind, they're in the same spot as LSU. They're trying to go 1-0 because they think they have the playoff right in front of them, like you saw from the percentages, 27%. %27% for them to get in, 32% for LSU, two teams that are in a similar position. And when you look at what Vanderbilt has in front of them after LSU,
probably not too much.
They've got Missouri the next weekend.
They got Georgia.
Then they travel to Texas. Then they've got Auburn at home, Kentucky, and then at Tennessee.
Look,
those are some tough games. Missouri's good. Texas is playing better. Auburn has played everyone tough. Kentucky not very good. And then Tennessee is the number 11 team in the country. So they've got some ranked matchup. They got 3 ranked matchups after LSU ahead of them. And so with that, their mindset's got to be, we've got to go 1-0, and this LSU game is a big one for them because they're coming off of a loss, plus a bye week. It's a big spot for Vanderbilt. It's a big spot for LSU. So that's why it's going to be a huge game for both of these teams because both of them have everything they want right in front of them, and they're both seeing the same things. The country's it's all wide open. if there was going to be a season for a team like Vanderbilt to announce themselves and make their way into the CFP, it would be when all of these things are happening, when Penn State's firing their coach after dropping 3 straight games, and Texas loses to Florida but beats Oklahoma with, I don't even think they scored an offensive touchdown. You've got Oregon losing to Indiana, and Vandy's coming off of a bye after a loss, their first loss of the season.
The bye is more interesting than the 11 a.m. kick. They're used to playing at 11.
They have the game against Texas that will also be at 11. Vandy's played at 11. That's who they are. They're 11 a.m. kick.
It is to their advantage because they're used to it.
Right.
And LSU plays at night.
Trying to hit Broadway after.
But the biggest advantage is the fact that they're coming off the situation LSU was in, going from a loss to Ole Miss into a bye week before South Carolina, is where Vandy's at right now going into LSU. They lost to Bama, their first loss of the season. They went into the bye week, and they are preparing for LSU. It's a big game. And we're going to continue to discuss it with our guy, the best in the business, Jacques Doucet from WAFB, is going to join us very, very soon this morning to talk some LSU football. Get ready for the weekend. LSU versus Vandy in Nashville, 11 a.m. We'll talk with JD in just a moment. But while we wait for him, I want to let you all know that we expect all of you to be in Golf Suites with us on Saturday. We will be live from the Golf Suites bar watching LSU versus Vanderbilt. We'll do a post-game reaction after. We would prefer you to be there in person to hang out with us, watch the game with us, make it an electric, fun atmosphere, and get your reaction right there on camera, on the microphone. But we'll also be live. If you can't make it in person, we'll be live right here on Tingle & Co., reacting to the football game, giving our thoughts in commercial breaks, after plays, live reaction. You'll get to watch it with us, whether in person or on here on the Tingle & Co. YouTube channel. The Golf Suites bar right there off Segan Lane at Golf Suites. You can hit some balls outside, but on top of that, you can also just come in, hang out, watch some football with us. It's 1-cent shots for every touchdown. We want to see you there. We'll be there live, 11 a.m., LSU Vanderbilt live from Golf Suites. We would like to see every single one of you there. Kev, Rowe will make their way over for either to watch the game with us or just for the post game, but they'll make their way over to Golf Suites. So if you want to hang out and meet them, they'll be there. But we'll be live. We expect all of you to join us as we are joined now by Jacques Doucet, the sports director over at WAFB, to talk a little LSU football, give his reaction to the win over South Carolina, as well as get ready for LSU Vandy in Nashville. JD, good morning.
Hey, Noah, good morning. How you guys doing?
We're doing well. Appreciate you joining us. We'll get it started with this past Saturday night. I want to start with just the atmosphere. Your thoughts on the way that Death Valley started, and then maybe kind of how it played out throughout the night. You know, BK addressed it in his press conference, saying maybe the crowd wasn't sustained throughout 4 quarters. What were your thoughts on what Death Valley looked like this past Saturday night?
Yeah, it was interesting that he brought that up in his opening comments on Monday. Certainly, it's not an insult to the fan, but that has definitely changed over the years. I grew up going to games in the 80s and 90s, and even in the Curly days when they weren't winning, I think people were invested in the game and stayed until the end, unless it was a brutal blowout, then maybe they left. But for the most part, it felt like people stayed. I mean, certainly you look back to, I think, the early days of Saban. I think that was kind of peak Death Valley in 2000, 2001, when people were hungry for winners, for a winner. And, you know, Rohan Davey, Josh Reed, all that, when they started winning, those crowds were pretty amazing. The Tennessee game in 2000 was one of the best games in the history of that stadium. But yeah, it just seems like now, whatever the score is, a large contingent of people leave the game before it's over with. And then that includes SEC games that are tight. And so I was shooting video on the sideline for the game. And I thought at the start of it, looking around, the place was pretty packed, and then it kind of it was less than that. So I guess really only 2 times a year maybe is peak Tiger Stadium, in which everything lines up in terms of the opponent, the weather, the crowd, all that. And hopefully, I didn't look to see who Texas A&M plays this week or whatever, but
I think it's
hopefully
Arkansas.
Okay. Well, is that the game they play in Arlington, Jerry World? They're still doing that. Whatever the case may be, hopefully, LSU and Texas A&M are both able to win, and then you'll have a top 10 matchup in Tiger Stadium at night. I would think that from what, talking last night with some of the media guys, ESPN College Game Day may come to town. Jay Johnson, LSU baseball, the guys are going to get their championship rings, I think, between the first and second quarter of that game as well. So I think you'll have an opportunity to really have a big Tiger Stadium night. But no, I didn't. I guess it didn't really impact my thoughts because I've just seen it now happen a lot. So
right. And then
I'm sorry. Is it as simple to say it's just the traffic?
Traffic was bad the other night. Now there were some things that were going on campus that I think impacted that, but leaving, we typically take those back roads through the lack of a better term, the hood, to get back to Channel 9, and even all those roads were bumper to bumper the other night. Typically, so it was surprising. The traffic was bad, but yeah, I think that you just hear a lot of horror stories about it taking 3 hours to get to the interstate and getting turned around and not getting to go where you want to go. And for people like us, we're going to be, I know that I'm going to be at the game till the very end and then way past that with interviews and everything. So it doesn't really cross my mind to ever leave early, but I guess maybe if I was there, it would cross my mind. I just think that if you're a season ticket holder or somebody who's really invested in the LSU football, you talk about LSU football 365 days a year. You get seven little home games or whatever. I would probably stay until the end, but that's just me. I was, I'm a nerd, and I went to the games during the Curly Hallman days, and I think one time my cousin over at USL, he invited me to go to a Kappa Sig party and come do all this, and I decided to go watch LSU get beat by Southern Miss in Tiger Stadium instead. So that shows you how screwed up in the head I am. In 1994, I think Curly Hallman was fired the following day or something like that. But anyway.
Well, JD, I'll ask you about your thoughts on the field Saturday night. I think there's kind of maybe a split feeling around the fan base where it looked like LSU showed some glimpses, made some steps in the right direction offensively, but at the same time still had some similar mistakes that we've seen many times before. What were your takeaways from the performance on Saturday?
Well, I was encouraged by the fact that they moved the ball pretty well throughout the night. I mean, they had over 400 yards of offense as opposed to Ole Miss. I think they had 254, which is pretty anemic. I think the Florida game they had around 316 yards. So they moved the ball well throughout the night, and I think they were just kind of utilizing short passing, kind of nibbling their way down the field. And then, Juwan Johnson fumbles at the 1 yard line. Second half, Juwan Johnson breaks off the long run, and then Nussmeier, I think it was a second down play, throws the ball. He's intercepted at the goal line. So at least those two mistakes prevented you from scoring another 14 points. Early on, the first offensive play of the game for South Carolina, they fumble. LSU gets it at the South Carolina 17. They only kick a field goal, and then late in the game, very reminiscent of Louisiana Tech. You're first and goal there, like at the 5, and you can't punch it in and kicking a chip shot field goal. Now that field goal was very important, made it a 2-score game, put the game out of reach. So I was encouraged by the way LSU moved the football offensively. I was encouraged that Garrett Nussmeier threw a deep bomb down the field, although Chris Hilton didn't catch it. At least showed that physically he looks like he's okay and he can make all the throws, and he's getting back to the Garrett Nussmeier who can, really let it rip. So that was all encouraging. I think if you just clean up those mistakes, and that's a big if, but that's another 20 points on the board or something like that. And you win the game 40-10 instead. But that's a big if, and I just kind of did something that annoys me a lot. The fact that if you do these things and the rest of the game happens exactly the way it did, which you don't know. But that was all good. It was good to see. Brian Kelly talked about it on Monday. It does make a difference to give one guy 15 carries and kind of get him warm and into the feel of the game. And Caden Durham came back from his injury, got 15 carries. Apparently, Coach Kelly, Frank Wilson, and the crew, they want him to break some more tackles, not go down so easily at times. And then, defensively, they just continue to be what they are. On the field after the game, I was just kind of everyone's walking around, and I see Blake Baker, the defensive coordinator. He's smiling, he's happy, but then he goes, "Man, I'm mad about that run. I'm mad about that run."
Right.
The one touchdown they gave up, that shows you where we are today with LSU defense. In fact, they only gave up 10 points, one touchdown in an SEC game, and they're grumpy about it, as opposed to 2023 when they're giving up 55 points at Ole Miss and all that. So all in all, encouraging. It's halfway point. You're 5-1 overall. It is deja vu to me. It feels like, because LSU beat Florida 20-10. They struggled offensively. Defense kind of carried the day. Then they went on the road. They were a 2.5-point underdog at Ole Miss. We know what happened there. I think the ESPN projector had them 70% chance of losing that game, and they did. Now you win a game 20-10, SEC game at home. You go on the road. You're a 2.5-point underdog again. SEC projector has you 60% chance to lose. So can LSU rise up in this occasion and win a big game and set up Texas A&M next week? There's your big question, obviously.
Yeah, and what are the things, obviously going from Ole Miss to South Carolina, there were so many things you wanted to see fixed over a 2-week span. What are the things that you want to see? You alluded to with the mistakes and those things, going from South Carolina to Vanderbilt, to bring that confidence of going in to Nashville and taking down a favored Vanderbilt football team?
Well, Nick Saban got grilled for his comment, but he's absolutely correct, even though Alabama lost the game a year ago. I mean, Vanderbilt is the one place where you don't feel very intimidated in the SEC to go in. I mean, the stadium is 40,000 capacity, even though they've done some renovations and whatnot. You don't mind me mentioning, Hunt Palmer came down to chat yesterday. He said he and his dad wanted to take 16 buddies up to this game. Said they called during the summertime, and the girl goes, I can get you 8 tickets on this row and 8 tickets right behind it, like on the 50-yard line in section 109 during the summer. I mean, so it's not like you can't do that at Tiger Stadium, So I still remember going there, in 2019, the LSU Dream Team. They scored 66 points that day. They could have scored 100, and they announced 32,000. And I asked Coach O after the game, Coach O, how many of those you think were LSU fans? About 30,000. And I think he was right. I mean, it's purple and gold everywhere, and it's a quirky deal when you look around the SEC. You look at the atmospheres and everything. Vanderbilt has just never fit. It's just been weird, but that's neither here nor there. I think Diego Pavia and Vanderbilt, this is a game they're looking at and saying, hey, if we can win this game, which we're very capable of doing, we're 6-1. We can have a special year. I think, like Coach Kelly said, I think they're more concerned about him running than passing. I mean, he can pass the ball, but certainly, there were some bad turnovers he made at Alabama. They were right in that game, and he had a couple of really bad red zone turnovers in the game. I think that Vanderbilt would like to possess the ball and move it down the field methodically to keep the LSU offense off the field. And LSU's they've got to cash in on opportunities, unlike they did in the Ole Miss game. As we've talked about before, Ole Miss only scored 3 points the first 5 times they had the ball, and LSU couldn't separate the score. And a big part of that was that terrible interception by Nussmeier to start the second quarter when they were driving for more points. So those are just a few thoughts, I have on this game coming up. It's interesting, everyone's, and rightfully so. I mean, I think everyone is saying Vanderbilt's in a place they've never been before, in terms of, obviously now you can, pay the players and making contributions. But James Franklin, who was fired from Penn State, obviously just in the last couple of days, he went 9-4 back-to-back years up there. I think it was 2012 and 2013. I think he went 5-3 in the SEC one year and 4-4 the next year. So I think in the last, I don't know how many years, he's done the best job up there. They won 9 games back-to-back years. So, last year they won, they finished the regular season 6-6. And it's just interesting, the expectations of different programs. I don't know if y'all watched the Any Given Saturday, the Netflix deal on the SEC, but the quote from Pavia all season was, "I told these guys I'm going to take them to a bowl game. I told these guys when I get here, we're going to a bowl game." And around here at LSU, it's like, a bowl game.
Right.
We didn't make the playoff. Who cares? We're not going. Blah. So. Just goes to show you the two expectations. Obviously, that LSU football and Vanderbilt have much different expectations. No kidding. But this is Vanderbilt's chance to have a special year.
And last night, obviously, you were at media availability, met with some of the players, Garrett Nussmeier being one of them. What were some of your takeaways from what he said, maybe his mood, how he seemed after the game on Saturday?
Well, first of all, him doing an interview, that was the first time he spoke to us since the post game in Oxford at Ole Miss. He didn't talk last week, or he didn't talk on the bye. He didn't talk before the South Carolina game or after it. So it was kind of newsworthy that he was there. I thought that he did a good job with the interviews. I think he still respectfully kind of dodged some questions. I asked him about the throw to Hilton against South Carolina. Was that a throw that you couldn't make 2 weeks ago? Oh, it's tough to say. I just know he'll make that catch next time. I think he did. I think he told the print guys he felt helpless. Maybe that was a quote the first couple of weeks in terms of what he couldn't do because of this injury. And I think that he owned the interception, or the second interception he threw against South Carolina when they were about to score. Says, I got to do a better job. I didn't read the safety. Mistakes happen. And I thought it was an interesting answer when I asked him about, I said, as a quarterback in this game, what do you think of Diego Pavia and, his moxie and and all that? And he just kind of smirked and said, he's a good player. I got a lot of respect for him, and that's about all I got to say. So it was a very short answer on that. But, it's interesting to be Garrett Nussmeier. I mean, it's I think that the tone of the fan that you meet at the gas station and the grocery store is much different than the tone of the fan who's on X or a social media platform, especially the ones that are bots and have no, profile picture, you would say. You can't tell who they are or whatever. They just, say ugly, nasty things, YouTube comments. And so, Garrett has taken his share of, criticism. And, I mean, when they did the player, were you guys in the stadium on Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
When they introduced the players, when Nussmeier came up, some of the student section booed him in the pregame warm-ups, and then I think early on they booed again a few times. And
JD, people left after the first 3 and out.
People left after the first 3 and out.
When LSU got the football and obviously go 3 and out, and I had people in the section that I sit in just get up and leave. And then obviously LSU forced the turnover the next play, and some people milled back in, but there was definitely some throw the hands up, hit your thighs, and go, I'm not doing this anymore. Yeah, well, this is what Darren DeQuano at Channel 9 would call Pawpaw Jacques. Here comes Jacques being Pawpaw. Last year when Vanderbilt threw that first touchdown pass, there was a Fire Kelly chant that broke out against Vanderbilt. And then there were some people that had bags over their heads, and I'm like, dude, your team is 7-4. Okay. I mean, I remember, 1992 going 2-9, the worst team ever. I mean, that's when you wear bags over your heads. You don't wear bags over your heads because the humanity, we're going to the Texas Bowl. I know that's disappointing, but it's just everything. The best thing about LSU football is 2019 happened, and the worst thing about LSU football is
Right.
2019 happened because it makes some people think. I don't think anyone with a brain thinks that that's going to happen every year. LSU may win another national championship. I think they will at some point. They'll win multiple national championships, but that will never happen again. Heisman Trophy winner, undefeated season, Biletnikoff winner, defensive back of the year, the Bednarik Award, offensive line of the year, assistant coach of the year, playing in New Orleans. I mean, it was just amazing, incredible thing to reflect on. And LSU hasn't come close to doing anything like that since. And I think the younger fan wants to see that again, and rightfully so. It's just it's been out of their grasp, and it's just kind of changed the perspective. I think there are some fans who just lump everybody into this group won a national title and this one didn't, or these guys didn't. And so I put down these guys and I elevate these guys, which, winning a national title does immortalize you. I understand all that, but the earthquake game, none of those guys ever won a national championship. Kevin Falk didn't win a national championship. Tyrann Mathieu didn't win a national championship. Leonard Fournette. These are all amazing people and LSU athletes that should be celebrated. And it's very, very hard. Kramer Robertson sat across from me. His mom's won 4 of them and basically told me, you don't understand how hard and how lucky you got to be to win one of those. And so I think that's the deal. People talk about national championship or bust these days in LSU football, LSU baseball. I think gymnastics is now at that point, and women's basketball is at that point too.
And after you sat down with Nuss, and he obviously, you said the quote about how he felt helpless, but he also went on to say, I think it's pretty obvious what has gone on. Nussmeier said, alluding to his health. I don't want to get into it directly. I'll say football, you're never truly healthy, blah, blah, blah. But with that said, do you obviously there's Kelly's perspective of he's on the other side of it. Do you think that this is an injury that we'll never truly see 100% Nussmeier from, I'm not talking about from being banged up from football, from this injury directly?
Well, I didn't think that he was inhibited the other night. I don't think watching the game I said there's a guy who's hurt. He took off and he ran it a few times too and got popped pretty good a few times. And I would hope that he would, continue to, after another week, be able to sling it even better this week. Maybe when he says it's obvious what's going on, maybe he means that, when he underthrows Barry and Brown by 7 yards against Louisiana Tech, and he can't get the ball to Chris Hilton when he's wide open against Ole Miss, maybe it's obvious I'm hurt. I can't throw the ball down the field. I was talking to somebody who watches the film and breaks it down and said, he just can't turn in his in his torso, in his midsection there when you get that torque and you twist your hips. I feel like I'm talking about dancing or something. Anyway, and then you throw the ball down the field. That he just couldn't do that, and so you look at I don't think LSU has utilized their wide receivers the way they'd like to. I don't think Barry and Brown has had the year so far that we envisioned when we went out and watched the team at camp. Obviously, Hilton's got 4 catches for 30 yards at the midway point. He's been healthy. Obviously, needs to catch that ball the other night. Trey'Dez is coming on. Trey'Dez had a big game. I do think that this might be a game, and this might be purple and gold glasses, that not only did they move the ball in yardage, but finally start catching some passes for touchdowns. Finally start putting some points on the board. It's pretty amazing that LSU has won 4 games this year, scoring 23 points or less. That's pretty wild. I think the exciting thing about LSU football and the glass half full is that they're 5-1 and they haven't reached their potential yet. I think if they reach their potential on the offensive side of the ball, this is a dangerous team. Kind of what we saw at the end of last year when LSU against Oklahoma, Nussmeier's throwing these 2 beautiful long passes to Hilton. The bowl game against Baylor, they're clicking on all cylinders. That's what we remember about last year, and that's what we had hoped that would carry over into the beginning of this year, and it didn't, despite the victories on the offensive side of the ball. But it is funny how we change all the narratives, right? All summer long it was like, well, they've got this huge season opener, and we should be playing a tough season opener like this, and we got to get the monkey off our back. Got to start 1-0, and we got Florida coming in. They're a top 15 team. We could be 1-2, and win all those games. But still, there's some trepidation, and rightfully so, about this team and making a playoff, because it is a playoff or bust year. They've invested too much money into the coaching staff, the players. You got a fifth-year senior at quarterback. If you don't make it this year, when are you going to make it is the question.
Well, JD, we appreciate you joining us. What do y'all have going on over at WAFB?
Well, we'll be leaving for Nashville Thursday. We'll have some reports live from Nashville on Friday for the LSU game. Sports line Friday night, 10:10 p.m. I think Catholic High and Central got a big one this week. Santa Maria East Ascension, the big rivalry game there. Lots of big games on the slate this year. Sports line at 10:10 p.m. Friday night. Kevin Baptiste will be covering the struggling Southern Jaguars as they host Prairie View A&M on Saturday. Hopefully they can get things going. I think we've got our intern Abe Martin going to cover the Southeastern game. They're hosting Northwestern State, and the Saints are out of town Sunday, so we'll be heading back from Nashville. But we got a lot going on. And I think I am scheduled this morning to at around 11 a.m. interview former LSU Tiger, Haucly dance connoisseur Braden Fajoko after a very active week on social media with
a lot of thoughts
and interactions with certain other people on social media. So we'll get instead of the written word on X, we'll get some
good point, JD.
Yeah. So he actually texted me last week and said, "Hey, check out my video." I think it was the first video he posted. He gave his thoughts about LSU, and he said the season was basically over, I think, or something like that. So we'll
not very high on the staff, Mr. Fajoko.
No, he was. I think they call that Lloyd facetious. Mm-hmm. He was saying, "Hey, Penn State, please don't take our head coach Brian Kelly. Please don't take Joe Sloan. They mean too much to us. We'd be heartbroken if they leave." Blah blah blah. The whole reverse psychology thing. So I will say this. I've always loved Braden. Enjoyed covering him. He's back in his day. Here's the old man talking. He transferred from Texas Tech. Had to sit out. Him and Jonathan Giles came over together from Texas Tech, and I remember the spring of that year, they brought those two guys for interviews all the time, really put them out in front as the faces of the team. And here's two guys that never played a snap at LSU, and they're doing the interviews. And, Giles obviously got number 7, and that didn't work out. But Fajoko, from his perspective, says, look, I've seen it all. We've lost to Troy and Tiger Stadium, and then it was part of the greatest team of all time. So he's a good guy. He played in the NFL for a bit. Intelligent guy. I'm looking forward to hearing his perspective on things. I remember the first time we interviewed him and his family was at the hotel before LSU played Miami in the 2018 season opener in Arlington. Big game, both teams. I know Miami was in the top 10, and Fajoko's dad, Vili, was like, yeah, it took us a month to get here. We were on the canoe, from Hawaii. And I thought that was pretty funny. And then Braden goes, "Oh yeah, he tells that joke all the time." So, and then I remember his mom. It's just kind of this is kind of stuff that touches you covering sports. This is the kind of stuff that people gravitate to and they enjoy. They don't want to hear about how much NIL money somebody's making or all that. I just remember interviewing his mom before the national championship game. The team had just arrived off the bus in New Orleans a few days before the game, and his mom just being in tears, just being like, I can't believe this has happened. I can't believe my son came to LSU all the way from Hawaii, and he's playing for a national championship. God is good. We are so blessed. Those are the kind of things that touch your heart, and those are the kind of things that make you enjoy covering sports. Not so much some of the other stuff. So anyway, long story short, I think we're going to talk to Braden today, and appreciate you having me on.
Yep. No, thank you, and we're excited to listen to your sit down with Braden. We'll talk to you again next week.
Okay, thanks, Noah. Thanks, Lloyd. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
There he is. Shout out to JD. That will be that'll be a good one.
You think JD, you do the haka?
That would be awesome. Would be electric. But yeah, shout out to JD, and he brought up Central High School versus Catholic. That's where Christian will be on the sideline, watching some Baton Rouge High School football. Central High School versus Catholic High School here in Baton Rouge. Christian will be on the sideline. I'll be in the press box on the call. See if I'll get Christian up there.
Your second one?
Yeah.
Halftime.
I did Woodlawn versus Central last week, and now Central versus Catholic.
So you must have done a good job.
I guess so. That's what they
Is
say.
it at Memorial or is it at Central?
It's at Central.
Ah, okay.
Yep.
Do your play-by-play.
I didn't do play-by-play. I was color commentary.
What'd you say?
I mean, it depends on what happens. You do the play-by-play. Paint me a picture.
1st and 10 from the 25 with 3:15 left here as it's Catholic versus Central. Central with the ball. He drops back to pass, and he throws it complete to number 86 for a 5-yard gain.
Then I would just be like, yeah, excellent job there by the quarterback. Good timing as soon as the receiver turned around, the football's right there in his hands. He was able to make a play on it.
Rumors are spreading around the quarterback's sister.
Yeah, Lloyd, don't know the full details about that story. I'd like to get back to football, actually, but I'm sure there's much more happening there.
Oh, they call this the train formation.
Is that a fullback and a tight end in the backfield?
Oh, they're going to dot the I. Let me come do this.
No.
Come do this.
You can come hang out with me and Mario in the booth.
Oh, nice.
Mario had nothing but glowing remarks for you. Shout out to Mario Jerez.
Shout out Mario Jerez.
He had nothing but glowing remarks.
That's who we got. That's how I got into the podcast
There
game.
you
We
go.
did it during the 2019 season.
Yeah.
We do one episode every Sunday.
Yeah, he had nothing but glowing remarks about Lloyd Courtney.
And
I
one
was
of
like,
the-
nice.
One of the few, not one of the few, one of the many, a litany of apostles.
Yeah. No,
For-
you do. You've trained many a soul on the
And
producer
now,
board.
yeah, you know,
And still doing it.
don't teach them your secrets or else we'll just fire you.
Yeah,
Well,
you're
somebody
done.
else can do this. Like, well, yeah, I taught them how. Except I didn't teach them one thing, how to mute the mic. So this will come back to bite you in the ass at some point.
There you go. Good job. Good. Christian, do you know how to mute the mics?
Yeah, I do, but I did reject that religion that Lloyd teaches.
The production?
Yes.
You fell in love with the
microphone.
The microphone, being a character.
No, y'all just didn't trust me behind the board.
And then I can do that to you. This is where the real power is.
Whenever I got comfortable back there, because we had to switch over from he
Mm-hmm.
who may not be spoken of to us, and we
It
needed
was a
the
transition phase
viewership.
that happened
Yeah.
right after we were training.
And that's when I was comfortable.
Yeah.
And I'd probably be there today if y'all trusted me then, but it's fine.
No, yeah,
It's cool.
you know, during those transitional times, you don't want
Yes.
production to start falling off
Right.
the deep end whenever
Right.
people are, 50-50 on if they'll watch the show or not. It's like not the best timing,
Nope.
Yes.
but there's plenty of time now.
There is.
Understandable.
And we're in
And you're dropping Spanish.
We're in a great spot. Yeah.
I am. I do have more
Or
time.
give it to Mario. He can do it. He did play-by-play for the Saints
Yeah,
and
he still does.
He
LSU.
doesn't look like me though, and I need him on like my exams. I need him in class for me. I need him.
Just
taking
wear a
stuff for
COVID
me.
mask.
I would like to try and learn it one day, so I guess he would be the person to.
Yep, Duolingo.
Yeah. Duolingo.
Yeah, that works.
Duolingo.
It seems like I would learn.
Yeah.
But don't forget, we are live here from our Southern Regional Medical Center studios. Shout out to Jason Ramazan, Charles Harvey, BJ, Kevin, the whole team here at SRMC. They've been great help. They put Lloyd's desk together.
They did.
We fully anticipated
Who was that,
coming in
Kevin?
here, doing it ourselves, and we showed up.
Kevin put the desk
Kevin
together?
put the desk together.
Shout
Shout out to
out,
Kevin.
Kev.
But shout out to the team over here at Southern Regional Medical Centers. They're the best. They've been great. We are very, very excited to be here, housed in their building. Shout out to them. As John Peterson commented yesterday, said he appreciated we had his jersey up.
Oh,
behind us.
nice.
It's like, of course.
John Peterson has made a couple sevens in his day.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's not what he meant.
Nope, it's not.
But also a legend.
Definitely a legend. Shout out
National
to John.
champion.
Yes,
Something that Patrick does not have.
sadly.
Sadly.
Should.
Yeah, that's a big miss.
It's upsetting when you think about it.
It
when
is.
when JD started
just-
listing off the names of LSU legends without rings, he was like Kevin Falk and Tyrann Mathieu and Leonard Fournette. It was like a stab every time. It's like they all should have them, but they don't. It's unfortunate, but
I don't know.
Kevin Falk deserves every championship ring that's been won.
I'm sure. Yeah, I mean,
after
he
him.
has rings.
Right? Yeah, I mean he was on staff in 19,
Yeah.
but like every single ring that's been won has been because of the
Yeah.
groundwork he laid. Shout out to Kev.
Shout out Lenny.
Shout out Lenny.
It would have been crazy. I guess, yeah, Tyron would have gotten one for 2011-12, but not for 13.
Mm-mm.
I'm sure they would have tried to give him one, probably now, retroactively.
Yeah. kind of like Devin White in 19. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Laid the groundwork.
he tried to come back.
I wish he would. That would have been
Had to go.
unbelievable.
Was it a top 5 pick?
He's a number 5 overall
Yeah.
pick. Like, I know. I think I'm going to go back to LSU.
God, that would have been all. But I mean, who knows what happens?
Would have played him at running back.
Yeah, you could use him now.
Yeah, I would love Devin White at running back right now.
With all of the rumors swirling around.
That was odd. That part of the social media verse.
It's a tough place to.
It's a tough place to be, and there are now so many people that have their mind made up on line and what they believe and the situations, and it's just.
Well, whenever you have to, this is the. Lon does his research and he has his sources, but he also, in the world of trying to be first and also breaking news that people don't want to hear,
right.
You're going to be met with a ton of pushback.
Oh, 100%.
And I think he welcomes that.
Somewhat,
and then he doesn't.
Yeah.
But it's the world that he has made this bed for himself,
Yep.
and I appreciate the hard work and the effort it takes to get
100%.
actual news out of LSU, as opposed to sometimes it's just the cut paste. This is what you're going to get. Like this Garrett Nussmeier thing is bizarre.
What?
Like I was just reading some of the quotes,
Yeah.
and it's just none of this is. It's exactly what I thought, which is not good. I think it's pretty obvious what has gone on, Nussmeier said, alluding to his health. I don't want to get into it directly. I'll say football, you're never truly. It sounds a bit like excuse making in a way, but he's also hurt.
Right.
And then you have we need him to play, and then he has the quote, it helped a lot for me to be able to get a quick rest. So they're just not on the same page.
No, and it's exactly like you said. It's exactly what we've said. It's an absolute
What's the point of all
mess. It's a mess.
Just tell the truth. Because I was looking up abdominal injuries, and I have no idea what he has, but it's been called an ab injury.
Right. Core.
Yeah, he said ab strain and adductor tendinopathy. And it's like the first one that came up, and that doesn't sound good at all.
No.
And there's no way for it to really get better until you rest.
Don't do anything.
Yeah,
Right.
that's not going to happen.
No.
So
It's almost like a high ankle, where what you need to do
Yeah.
is just, unless you go get tightrope surgery for that.
he needs copper fit.
Shout out Copperfit.
Sure, all that money went to
Tore it
somewhere it was supposed to.
Don't believe.
Allegedly. Don't
Yeah.
sue me. He's big on that.
Yeah,
My
ooh.
bad. Sorry, Brett.
allegedly.
Allegedly. But it's enough. Allegedly.
I don't think he could sue you anyway.
He could.
No.
Try to sue McAfee.
You're like some random dude on a podcast.
Yeah, but this, he could say that I'm sullying his name.
Yeah.
But I don't have anything to get.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
sue, sure.
Sue
me.
me. I mean, allegedly.
We appreciate all of you hanging out with us this morning. Make sure you put on your calendar Golf Suites this Saturday, 11 a.m. We will be live from the bar there at Golf Suites right off Segan Lane. So make sure you join us there. Come watch some football with us. We'll have some LSU legends make their way over. 1 cent shots for every touchdown, but also you just get to watch football with us. We'll even hand you a microphone. Christian does a great job as a server at the Golf Suites bar. He'll
Rudy!
Only serving you.
He'll go and
I
get
only
some
serve
food.
Certain people.
He'll only get some food and
do you mean
drink
by
for
that?
everybody. Yeah.
Like our show guests. These people would be in attendance as fans of the game.
Okay, Rudy.
Yeah, Rudy.
Your dad thought it was awesome that Rohan Davey and Kevin Falk have a nickname for you.
I know.
So it's just Rudy. He was like,
I knew-
good name.
I knew to find that funny. Yeah.
It's not as good as C-Man.
Nope, that one's horrible.
I should have told your
bad.
father that you go by C-Man.
That would be. He would just be like, "Oh, that's funny," you know. He wouldn't
Of course he
care.
does.
C-boy is better.
Oh.
C-boy. I like C-boy better. I feel like a superhero.
You love to see boy?
That's what I was about to say. You like to see boys better?
See, and you could also use it for that instead of C-man, which is just not even a funny joke anymore.
How is it not funny? Do you think it's funny?
Oh, it's only funny because he made it funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
If he just
now.
would have embraced it, it would have gone away a long time ago.
No,
Right.
it wouldn't have. It literally wouldn't have. It wouldn't have.
Whenever he went out of his way to, you put it on the underdog graphic,
Uh-huh.
and he was like legitimately upset
You're
about
like,
it.
Stop.
And then it's like, well, now that's a
You're
year.
cooked.
I'm gonna quit.
We'll miss you.
Yo, Termino. Yeah, how about that?
Muy bien.
What does that mean, huh?
Yo, Tango. Hasta luego.
Okay.
Por
¿Qué
qué?
pasa?
Por qué? Sí, man.
All right.
¿Por qué? Let's go 13 for 13 here.
Poppy.
Hunter Hall said, wait, C-Man isn't funny, but 6'7" is to die for?
6'7" is the funniest thing ever. Right?
And Gage Evans said, Chrissy Hamper.
Mm-hmm.
Sabrion Green said, they call you C-Boy, I call you Cartier Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go.
There's
Christian Youngboy.
Christian Youngboy. I don't. Does
Hammered
Randy?
Christian.
You think Randy knows who Youngboy is?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Hopefully.
You ever met Randy? He's hip.
Yeah.
He's
okay.
not Unk.
He's with the times.
Lloyd's Unk.
He is Unk, though, in the cool way.
He is Unk. He's
No,
Unk.
Lloyd is not on compared to your friends.
Lloyd's not Unk. I agree.
No.
We've got a 2-3 defense. We've got
2-3.
man-to-man defense. We've
Press.
got press. We've got zone.
Where's that?
No
for-
defense. Shout out 23 LSU.
You've got
1 week since you looked at me.
QB, wide receiver, flex, defense, special teams, fantasy positions. Fantasy positions.
Reverse.
BYU, New Orleans.
No, another fantasy
quarterback.
position.
Flex, defensive special teams.
Oh, that was so close to Taysom Hill.
Oh, BYU and New Orleans.
Quarterback.
Wide receiver.
We already used quarterback.
UCF, WVU.
Different type of hitters.
Yep. And no. Bow.
What is
Bow,
this?
bow, bow, bow. Big 12 schools abbreviated. Shout out to the Big 12. You saw them diss, what's his name? What's the head coach of Brent Venables? He said something about how it's not the Big 12 anymore. You can't just win Oklahoma's not just going to win every game that's in front of them. And the Big 12, like, clapped back. I don't even remember. Let me see. I think I put it in the document. They said, and I quote, via X, the Big 12 conference, Coach Venables lost 8 conference games in his 2 seasons in the Big 12. They tweeted Venables' quote about destroying everyone in the Big 12, what Oklahoma used to do. And Big 12 threw some shade. Watch out.
Shade.
What does his face look like?
So
it's the guy from
Wolverine.
No, it's the guy from what's it called? Severance? Is that him?
Adam Scott.
But I don't know the woman's face. That's
Is that?
oh, is it the one from what's that? What was that weird movie that had Margaret Qualley in it, and it was like the Substance?
Oh, so you'd be talking about Demi Moore.
Is that who that is?
I think so.
I really don't understand.
Did you ever
how y'all
see The
think.
Substance?
I did. Very
It
good.
seemed frightening.
It was great.
Really, I didn't watch it.
Nice.
Sick.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
It seems it.
Those two shows are actually kind of similar if you think
Severance
about
and I've seen some of Severance. I haven't watched the whole thing.
it. Yeah,
Is
because
that
you don't
good?
hate your job.
I don't hate my job.
That's for people like you know what it is, right?
Right. I know the gist. I saw the first episode.
Yeah, that's all you need.
I just never stayed. I think my dad's watching it right now.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
And then what's the other one?
The Substance.
The Substance is a bit like that in a different way. Neither one of them. Well, The Substance doesn't. It. I don't see how it could ever go correctly.
Yeah. Who caught the most touchdowns from Kurt Warner during his NFL career?
Torrey Holt.
Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, Ricky Prohl,
Torrey Holt.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Larry Fitzgerald, Anquan Bolden.
It's
Is it
gotta
Larry?
It's got to. How long? What was he in? Los Angeles longer, or I mean, was he with the Rams longer?
St.
or the-
Louis.
Yeah, I know. They're the Los Angeles now. Was he with the Rams longer or the Cardinals longer? Because I feel like it was the Rams.
Yeah, I would think Isaac Bruce or
They're
Torrey
saying Larry
Holt.
Fitzgerald in the chat. That was
Or-
the first one that came to mind.
Yeah.
But I thought maybe it was with the Rams longer.
Interesting.
But they're saying Fitz.
I mean, he balled out when he came. Like, he was an old man.
Yeah.
And he just started.
Ripping.
They needed him.
Yeah.
They went to the Super Bowl.
There it is. Fits. How about that? CJ McCollum, Chris Middleton, and Marvin Bagley are currently on what? They're on the Washington Wizards.
CJ says the Washington Wizards have a
What
better
is-
organization
They
than the
have
Pelicans.
They're an organized
Yeah.
organization. Like
Bullshit.
sure,
I
they
find
haven't
that
won
hard
in
to believe.
forever. San Francisco Giants defeated this team in the NLCS in both 2012 and 2014 en route to a World Series win.
It's your typical public figure in Washington, am I right? It's that Washington effect.
This is the Cubs.
I'm trying to think. The Giants. BB says the Cardinals.
Could be the Cardinals. So one of
Gage
the,
Evans guessed Josh Gordon for the wide receiver question.
nice.
Host to multiple UFC events.
Yes,
following the COVID
Island.
pandemic.
Yes.
Yas Island, aka Fight Island, is located in what country?
Yes. Yes.
Fight Island. I remember that.
Fight Island. I remember Fight Island. Where's Fight Island at?
Yes.
New Zealand?
Panama. Cinema. Where would it be? Peru?
No, it was like in the
China?
other side of the world. New Zealand? United Arab Emirates.
Oh, duh. We knew that.
Arab.
Dubai.
Arab?
Who cares how to say that? Come on.
They'll own you, son. They'll buy you and bite
Everybody doesn't like something, but nobody doesn't like is a partial slogan for this sliced bread brand named after a woman.
Bread brand.
It's not bread brand named after a woman.
Like Alex Jones. It's a bread brand named after a woman.
It's a partial slogan for this sliced bread brand named after
You're
a woman.
gonna need to eat like a copious amount of bread while you say this. That's a bread brand. After a woman.
That's for a woman.
I asked Austria to surrender 5 times.
Oh, frogs. Frog man.
Sarah Lee.
Oh. I'm thinking of a different one.
Currently starring as Ed Gein on
Netflix's
Netflix
Monster.
Charlie
Human.
played Jax Teller on this FX series from 2008 to 2014. Jax Teller.
Wait, there's a new monster out?
Yeah.
Who is it?
Apparently, it's quite Ed Gein.
I've heard it's quite
He
Wait, I've heard of him.
like instead of like Dahmer like eating people,
He likes
Ed,
to make furniture.
Like made furniture out of them.
Yes. Oh, I gotta watch this.
Sick. I gotta learn how to do that.
Yeah.
Tristan's thinking. This is the one where they're
Would have
on the
been a
motorcycle.
sick all
But
about
this is the show where they're on the
inflatables.
motorcycle.
Sons of Anarchy.
That's what it's called.
But could you imagine if Ed Gein works for All About Inflatables?
Oh my gosh! Don't throw our sponsors under the bus.
No, I'm saying that they vet their people.
Yeah, good. Shout out. Yeah, All Time Inflatables does vet their employees. That's for sure. Johnny Depp and Benicio del Toro
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
starred in this 19 what comedy? What year is that? Dark
1998.
comedy. 1998 dark comedy adventure film that was based on an Hunter S. Thompson novel that Lloyd knew the answer to.
Read
This
the book
rapper
and
had
seen the movie.
popular albums.
You need to watch Fear and Loathing in
This
Las
is
Vegas.
Chance the Rapper, acid rap coloring book, and has been featured on hit songs like "Holy" and "I'm the One." It would be Chance the Rapper.
I wish I could show you.
Holy
his-
fall off, huh?
Yeah, I don't know where he
Give me a
went.
good Chance the Rapper song. I'm trying to think of what's a good one I remember.
Broccoli?
That wasn't him.
No. What was that one? It was like the weird voice.
You ain't got no
You don't
problem,
want
no problem with me.
problems
Yeah,
with me.
that one. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no problems.
Everyone knows that.
I like that. Coloring Book is a good album.
He did come out with good music.
He wasn't on
just,
Broccoli?
No, Broccoli was
Like a Lil Yachty?
Lil Yachty
Yeah.
and Kyle. You're
Kyle.
getting Kyle is the one that
Kyle
reminds
was
you.
like 6th
But yeah,
grade.
no problem.
I Spy.
You can't play that.
I
That's not
turned it
fair.
off.
Yeah.
Dude, what is happening?
I'm not even gonna say that, but it does sound.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's trying to imitate somebody. It's not good.
Not good.
Not good.
Looking
We
back
appreciate
on
you
that song,
guys
it's terrible.
hanging out with us this morning on this Wednesday morning as we get ready for LSU Vanderbilt in Nashville, 11 a.m. Early morning. Some early morning football. We will be live from Golf Suites right there on Segan Lane. We expect to see you all there. Make sure you like, subscribe, get your friends, your family to subscribe. Take a phone, subscribe for them. They'll appreciate it. And make sure when we shut down the stream, you leave a comment for us. Something, anything. Just leave a comment. Helps us out. And it's good for numbers. But it helps us out. We appreciate all of you. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, share it with your friends. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m. See you then.
Is it you on the left, Lloyd?
That is not me on the left. I was actually this for Halloween, though. My buddy was Dr. Gons, and I was Hunter S. Thompson when my hair was short. A picture of it. We are on drugs.
Cassidy Grace in the chat.
Thanks, Cass.
Thanks, Cass.
Thanks, Cass.
Anytime, bud.
Let me put her in timeout.
You have banner?